Greetings. Welcome, welcome. How is everyone doing? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day on the first day of 2025, January 1st. Welcome to the new year. This is the year of revelations. This is the year of disclosure. This is you could say, the cross point between one age and the beginning of another age. I did I did read the comments. That's why I'm here, right? A lot of you guys wanted me to go live. I wanted to respect your time with your family and friends, but apparently you guys wanted me to go live. So I am here, and boy, do I have some information to share regarding what to expect in 2025. Now, this information comes directly from Commander Valiant Thor, who is pretty much the liaison, the main, you could say, mediator between the Galactic Alliance and the White Hats, okay, or the Earth Alliance. He's like the main, you could say, commander that is involved in the liberation of planet Earth. And yeah, he's been very busy lately. Of course, some people ask me, well, where's Commander Valiant Thor? He's not speaking much. Well, that's because a lot of the times he has to go off world. A lot of the meetings that he has to be a part of are taking place in the Jupiter command base. Some of the meetings are taking place in the Lunar Operating Command Base. So yes, he is definitely here and there. He is just a busy, busy person. And so, yeah, he wanted me to share some information with you guys regarding what to expect in 2025. First and foremost, I want to welcome the Galactic Jedis that are in the house. Welcome, welcome. For those that are new to my channel, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to subscribe and like, of course, and of course, share this video with as many people as possible as I am trying to grow my channel. I also want to express gratitude to each and every single one of you, not just those that are on the live, but also those that are watching the replay, because without you guys, I wouldn't be able to come on here and share information. And with that in mind, I do want to relate a date that took place on this very day. Not a very positive thing, but we're definitely seeing the breakdown of this, you could say, geopolitical global organization. In the year 2002, on this very day, the euro was introduced, right? The monetary unit of the European Union was introduced with the issuance of both currency and coins, and by March 2002, it was the sole legal lender of participating member states. Well, for those that have read my book, The Secret Government, the European Union, which evolved out of the League of Nations, right, that was established right after the First World War, and then later, you could say, solidified after the Second World War as the European Union, was a front by the cabal to gradually consolidate Europe and resurrect the Holy Roman Empire, which is another way of, you could say, another way of camouflaging the return of the Roman Empire, which is what today we call the NWO, the New World Order, right? The Roman Empire, but under a new name, of course. So yes, I am obviously the author of those books behind me, The Secret Government, Invisible Architects, revealing the true history of the cabal, and of course the history of the White Hats that are descendants of Abraham, King David, and Solomon. So it is a bloodline association, right? And of course, our cosmic origin, which reveals, rather restores galactic information back to the Earth, as it once known during the times of Atlantis. And these books are both available on Amazon, or you could just go to my website or cosmicorigin.com and click the link, taking you directly to the Amazon link, so you guys could get familiar with my work. I do want to welcome everyone here today, and of course, a happy new year. I hope you guys have a beautiful new year. My wish for you guys in this new year is for all your dreams, desires, and wishes to come true, right? As long as it is good, as long as it's not at the expense of others, of course, then I wish all of your dreams to come true in 2025, whatever they may be. All right, so what to expect in 2025? Okay, so according to Commander Valiant Thor, is that we're definitely going to start seeing some sort of a geopolitical transition between the deep state, the globalists, the cabal, whatever you want to call them, and the Earth Alliance. And a lot of that has to do with the new administration that is coming into power in the next few days, I believe by the 20th, but I think he gets inaugurated right on the 5th And then he comes into power on the 20th. So he also told me to let you guys know that we're definitely going to start seeing a transition from the old fiat system into the quantum financial system, which is a very good thing, right? A decentralized way of administrating income and allowing prosperity for each and every single person on this planet, not just for the elites. So we're going to definitely start seeing everything that we've been, talking about in the last few years, right? The rise of the quantum financial system, decentralization of government, bringing the power back to the people, restoring the republic. So we're definitely going to start seeing the restoration of the republic as is, and in so doing, there's going to be a lot of revelations coming from the new executive order, right? As headed by no other than Mr. T and his new team, revealing the truth of all the unconstitutional spending that took place. One of the first things that they're going to be revealing is the audit that Elon Musk and Vivek were able to decipher in their investigation of the spending that the federal government did, especially giving billions of dollars to Ukraine, um, and so on and so forth, among other things, of course. So we're definitely going to start seeing that, which is definitely going to expose a lot of the corruption, right? We're also going to start seeing a huge house cleansing of the swamp beginning in January, right? A lot of people in power that are currently in Congress, that are currently, in the House of Reps and in the Senate, are going to be stepping down due to their exposure. So that's a good thing. So this is all part of the Great Awakening, right? And another thing that we're going to be seeing as a result of that is a mass critical effect where all of a sudden, even the unawakened or those that are still drinking the Kool-Aid, that are still programmed, are going to have a great awakening as a result of these revelations. Some of you guys might be thinking, well, are we going to have an EBS? And the question to that is yes, we're still going to have an EBS, but it's going to be more of a softer EBS, right? Where through Starlink, the White Hats are going to take over the airwaves and they are going to disclose all of the information. As far as people staying at home, though, I don't know if that's going to be happening, but there's definitely going to be an emergency broadcast announcement of some sort, to the degree where many people worldwide, millions upon millions of people, are going to have the opportunity to hear the truth as to what's really been going on from behind the scenes. Another thing to expect in 2025 is, of course, the disclosure of not only the corruption that's been going on, but the releasing of the classified information files. So apparently, Mr. T and his team are getting ready to disclose a lot of information that was kept from the general public, right? And a lot of this is going to piss off a lot of normies, or a lot of unawakened, let's just call them, regarding what's been going on with the children, what they were doing, right? The rituals, the BLOOD sacrifice, and then of course all of the stuff that they discovered in the underground. So all that stuff is definitely going to be revealed to the general public at large, which is a very good thing. Not to mention, they're going to release the JFK, the real files as to who really planned the assassination of the late President JFK. Not to mention, they're also going to be releasing the truth about what happened in September 2001, right? So the people are going to be shocked. This is just the beginning. That's just the tip of the iceberg. There's also going to be, of course, massive sightings. And the reason being is because Commander Valiant Thor and the Galactic Alliance has, they are on a time schedule, okay? Because they are also being impressed upon by the greater galactic councils from Sirius, from, the different councils that oversee the development of our universe and our galaxy, that due to the Earth's quarantine being lifted, the people of the Earth are now ready to know the truth, that first and foremost, that we're never alone in the universe. And secondly, the great number of civilizations out there are benevolent. Okay, it's only a small percentage that were evil. And so we're going to start seeing massive sightings to the point where the government, the new administration, will have no other choice but to, of course, reveal the truth. And they're working on that. There's been several meetings between, believe it or not, the real Trump, not the double, right? And not definitely the AI generated Trump, but the real Trump in Cheyenne Mountain with Valiant Thor and several other commanders, about how they're going to be rolling this out in order to prepare humanity for first contact. So the sightings are going to be very positive. They're going to be very, very uplifting. They are going to show themselves over major cities. Um, Huge populations are going to be able to see these ships, which is a good thing, which is going to raise a lot of questions, right? So all of these things are expected in 2025, and one of the biggest things also to expect in 2025 is what they call the shift in human consciousness, which is a good thing because due to the fact that all of these disclosures are going to be taking place, all of these revelations, well, that's literally going to affect the collective mind of humanity, where all of a sudden we're going to be hitting what is called critical mass, right? The 100 monkey syndrome, the Maharishi effect, where about over 10% of the world population is going to be now in the know, right? They're not going to be drinking the Kool-Aid anymore. They're going to have access to all this information. So as a result of that, it's going to cause a density shift for the entire planet, where for the first time in thousands of years, humanity is going to be stepping as a collective into the fourth D and into the fifth D in some cases, which many believe will cause some sort of, you could say, rapture or bifurcation of timelines. Because at the same time, guys, we're going to start seeing the emergence of artificial intelligence, robotics, and the emergence of automatons. Okay, so this is all going to be happening in 2025. It's all going to eventually lead to what I've been calling the timeline split. So on top of all these revelations and disclosures, we're definitely going to be seeing a huge emergence of artificial intelligence, right? Where robots are going to start taking over the workforce, right? And I believe Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, is already replacing, or at least I heard that he's already going to start replacing his workers with automatons, because they don't complain, they don't need to sleep, and they work for free. So we're going to start seeing this definitely take effect in 2025 at a large scale. And so for some, it's going to be very, very hard to adapt to that, seeing all of a sudden AI or artificial intelligence making a huge emergence to the point where robots also get legal rights. Yeah, they're going to start getting legal rights as well. We're definitely going to start seeing some, by the end of 2025, robots walking in the streets among us. Very similar to that one movie, I think, what was the name of that movie? Creator, right? Very similar to the movie Creator, where you're going to go to the grocery store and you're going to be seeing humanoid robots standing in line as citizens shopping for whatever groceries their masters ordered them to get, because also a lot of people are going to be buying Optimus. Optimus is the new AI bot that Elon Musk already rolled out, where, the common person for only $20,000 or $30,000 is going to have the opportunity to own a bot, right? To own a bot so that the bot could do all the house chores, take care of your groceries, and do pretty much all the physical labor for you. So we're going to see a huge rollout of robotics in 2025. And so again, right now, those timelines, right, are coexisting. But sometime between now and the end of 2025, those timelines are going to split. Okay. So overall, we're going to see a huge transitioning of economics, the decentralization of economies, right, towards a new digital currency backed by, precious metals, commonly known as the QFS. Okay, we're also going to be seeing the breakdown of the old guard, the draining of the swamp. We're also going to be seeing massive disclosures of all the corruption, revelations. We're definitely going to be seeing more ET sightings, massive sightings rather, as we prepare to make first contact with them. And they're saying that this first contact might not take effect till maybe 2026. All right, this is what Valiant Thor has been telling me. Of course, things are constantly fluctuating, but this is what to expect for 2025. We're definitely going to be seeing more people awakening. So instead of 6% of the population or 3%, which is what we are, right? We're going to start seeing a huge number of humans all of a sudden knowing the truth, snapping out of their programming, um, listening to the information that is being released, whether it's through the EBS or podcasts like this. So it's all going to be happening in the next few months, guys. This is what we call the Great Revealing, right? Which is very similar to what the Bible calls the apocalypse, which has nothing to do with the end of the world, right? The book of Revelation was all about what? It was all about restoring information that was kept for humanity for thousands of years and releasing it back into the limelight. And that is the reason why 2025 is what many in our community and what the Galactics call the year of transitioning into the new era, okay? Ending the age of Pisces and definitely starting to emerge into the age of Aquarius. So this is where the cusp of the two ages finally come. This is what we call the crossing road, the ending of the age of Pisces and the beginning of the age of Aquarius. Now, I was able to also do a little research on some of the predictions and prophecies that have been coming from not only Nostradamus, but as well as Edgar Cayce. And believe it or not, even the Russian mystics, I don't know if you guys ever heard of her, but she goes by the name of what's her name? One second here. Edgar Cayce and Baba Vanga, yeah, Baba Vanga. She was a mystic, a Russian mystic, who actually predicted a lot of things that came true. So I'm gonna share some information because there's some correspondence, with what I've shared right now. Information that was coming from Commander Valiant Thor, and then of course the information coming from Edgar Cayce, who was known as the Sleeping Prophet, the American prophet, right? And of course, Nostradamus, the 18th century prophet of France, who was also a mystic. A lot of correlations, guys, with what Valiant Thor told me. All right, a lot of correlations. They all have these common denominators regarding 2025. So I'm going to start with Nostradamus. Okay, so apparently a little bit about Nostradamus for those that don't know who he is. His insights and speculations about 2025 is pretty much, it's not that far off from what Valiant Thor told me. He was born between 1503 to and 15. I'm sorry, he lived from 1503 to 1566. He was a French astrologer, physician, and he was also a seer. In other words, he had the ability to see into the future. He wrote many collections, many works, poetics, predicting future events. He was famous for his cryptic style, often interpreting post events, and his predictions spanned for centuries, often linking historical and cosmic patterns, and so on and so forth. So he definitely wrote in cryptic information, very symbolic, to avoid persecution. Of course, the Catholic Church eventually got to him. And I don't know if he was burned at the stake, but just like Galileo, I think he was put under house arrest. He definitely drew a lot from astrology, historical cycles, and mystical insights. He used vague language to open up and to interpret information such as the great leader or fall, regarding a great leader or fall. He definitely predicted Hitler. He predicted Napoleon. And of course, he even predicted Trump. Um, and one of the things that he talked about regarding the year 2025 is that we're definitely going to start seeing, this is according to Nostradamus, this is what he saw. But also bear in mind, guys, that he was looking into different probabilities, future probabilities, which are constantly changing, right, due to the timeline wars. But he predicted that global conflict would lead to some sort of resolution, that it would lead as if it was leading to war, but then all of a sudden have a resolution. And this is what I've been talking about with Trump coming back into power, stopping the Third World War, bringing world peace, and then, of course, winning a Nobel Peace Prize. So that's one thing that Nostradamus got right. He said all the tensions that were leading into war, all of a sudden, find some sort of resolution in 2025, which means that there is no more war, okay? Which is a good thing. He did, however, predict that there was going to be a lot of natural disasters, such as earthquakes, floods, or celestial events altering life on Earth, okay? He also talked about a technological revolution, predictions hinting at advancements of artificial intelligence. Again, that's a common denominator that Valiant Thor God, told me about, which is what's going to be rolling out in 2025. We're going to start seeing the age of the automatons. Okay. He also talked about a spiritual awakening taking place due to the fact of a lot of information reaching critical mass, which is exactly what Valiant Thor told me. So this is confirmed by Nostradamus. And he also predicted some sort of contact with extraterrestrial life forms. All right. So this is coming from Nostradamus, okay, a seer who lived in the 1500s. And he did say that global tensions would rise, that a great war will arise from the east, speculating about conflicts in Asia or the Middle East, which is what's going on right now with Israel and Iran. He did talk about the earth shall tremble in this year of the great king's death. I think that's symbolic to the dying of the old guard and the ending of the globalist agenda, right? He did talk about potential seismic or climate related disasters, and we're already starting to see this, right? However, not to the effect, not to the effect that it becomes catastrophic. But it's also a lot of this has to do with Earth going through a purging. Remember, the Earth is ascending as a being, right? The Earth is a living entity, so the Earth is kind of shaking off the fleas as I speak. He did talk about breakthroughs in technologies, right? Well, what do you think Elon Musk's role is in 2025? In the next couple of years, he's going to be rolling out all these healing modalities, anti-gravity aircraft. I mean, we're going to be going to Mars within a matter of years. He talked about machines will speak with the voice of men, or he's talking about artificial intelligence. He also indicated rapid artificial intelligence growth and risk associated with it. He also talked about a spiritual renaissance, okay, a spiritual renaissance where the people will seek the light from above and have a direct connection with God, which marks the end of organized religion, right? Which is what we call the Great Awakening, all right? So this is something that Nostradamus talked about for 2025. And then he also hints at global spiritual enlightenment or unifying events that will pretty much bring people together, okay, which is a good thing. Under the white hats, due to the Great Awakening and the disclosure, it sounds just about right. Okay. So prophecies of floods, the sea shall swell beyond its bounds, earthquakes in unusual occasions. Okay, we've already starting to see this, but bear in mind, guys, that the galactics also have put this Earth in some sort of emergency rescue bubble in order for the continents not to be completely swallowed by huge tsunamis. Okay, they want to prevent that. Mountains shall crumble where none expected. Again, he was talking about different probabilities, potential celestial events, perhaps the coming of Nibiru, right? A lot of people are asking me, Ishmael, where is Nibiru? Well, it's been on its way. Some people are starting to see two suns, Nibiru, that the second sun is Nibiru, right? Also known as wormwood in the Bible. A comet shall blaze through the heavens, okay? And I do believe that one of the comets is coming in 2025, and we're going to be seeing it. It's going to be so close to the Earth, and I think this is what he means by that. A world map making potential, disaster zones. Okay, so again, he's looking at a possibility where he's thinking that these natural catastrophes are going to take place, but without realizing that the galactics have now put some sort of put the Earth in some sort of rescue bubble of some kind, where they are controlling what is known as the impending pole shift. Okay. And he also talks about quatrains interpreting as warning of geopolitical turmoil, possible conflict with resolutions through diplomacy, or catastrophic escalation. The eagle shall fall before the rising sun. I guess that's very symbolic. Linked to shifting power dynamics, which means the power from the globalists to the Earth Alliance, which is a good thing, confirmed by Valiant Thor. And I think that is all for now. Spiritual and technological evolution. Oh, no, there's more. He definitely said that there's going to be some sort of spiritual awakening taking place in 2025, that the veil shall be lifted, right? The veil, which is the programming, the Kool-Aid that people have been drinking, is going to be gone, and people are going to start seeing things for what they truly are, which is what we call the Great Awakening. He definitely said there's going to be an increase in human awareness of cosmic connections. Oh, there you go. Our star brothers and sisters are going to start telepathically making more contact with the ground crew, right? With people like us. Okay, so he did confirm that AI is going to become central to daily life, which confirms what Valiant Thor said, right? The rolling out of automatons, where people are going to be able to buy Optimus, as they call Optimus, right? A robot to do their house chores. Those are on sale now, by the way. And AI generated imagery of humans and machines coexisting. Again, this is all because those two timelines are coexisting, but eventually they're going to split, right? They're going to split. When the Earth goes into the positive timeline, the AI will no longer be there. I just want to make that clear, okay? Nostradamus' predictions are very vague. At times, they're very symbolic. Remember that. Often molded to fit events after they occur. And I think, yeah, I think that's it. That's it with Nostradamus. So let's talk about Edgar Cayce. Now, Edgar Cayce also had some predictions for 2025, and he was an American prophet. He was known as the sleeping prophet, and he also had some insights into some earth changes, consciousness shifts, which is what I've been talking about, right? How the collective consciousness of humanity is going to be shifting into the fourth D earth or into the fifth D earth for some of us, right? It's already happening, and humanity's destiny. A serene ocean wave with Edgar Cayce. Okay, let's get into the predictions here. So really quick, who was Edgar Cayce? Well, he was born in 1877 and passed away in 1945. He was known as an American mystic and known as the Sleeping Prophet. And he gave over 14,000 readings on topics like health, spiritual growth, and the future, renowned for entering a trance-like state to deliver information about the Akashic records. So that was his gift. He was able to tap into the Akashic records and, bring back information such as Atlantis, Lemuria, and then, of course, make some predictions for the future. His readings cover topics ranging from personal health to global transformations. Let's see. So some of the themes that he focused on for 2025 was earth changes and natural disasters, which again, it's happening to a degree, guys. Okay, it's going to be happening to a degree, and it has to happen to a degree because the earth is purging herself. The earth is about to undergo transformation. Okay, so the earth is getting ready to get rid of the fleas, to get rid of the wicked. Okay, as the righteous shift in consciousness, shift in density to the new earth where none of these disasters are taking place. And that's the true meaning of the rapture, by the way. So he did mention something about a shift in human consciousness, which is what we call critical mass due to the disclosures, right, of the white hats. He did talk about spiritual awakening in the age of Aquarius. He talked about advances in technology and new ways of living. Well, this corresponds with what Valiant Thor related to me about the rolling out of not only the QFS, but of course, the med beds, as well as the free energy devices, and so on and so on and so forth. An ancient scroll overlaid with the map of the world will be revealed. All right, so the true shape of the Earth, which is a sphere, not the flat Earth. Even Cayce didn't believe in the flat Earth, by the way. And then the awakening of humanity to higher levels of consciousness. So he did talk about how there's going to be some sort of awakening of humanity to higher levels of consciousness in 2025, a global reckoning with materialism, and a return to spiritual values. So he definitely talked about some sort of a shift where mankind will once again be shifting into some sort of spiritual consciousness of some kind. He did talk about or made reference to earth changes in specific geographic regions. He definitely said there's going to be breakthroughs in healing, which explains the med beds, right? The cocoon chambers, the holographic regenerators, which are what? Technologies that the SSP has been withholding from humanity, the secret space program, for those who don't know who that is, for what? For over 70 years. A rising sun over horizon, symbolizing renewal. All right, so he did talk about 2025 being a new beginning, right? A new cycle, a new age, a new epoch, a new era, which makes a lot of sense. Um, and then he also talked about speculations that changes in the Earth's axis could trigger climate shifts, right? He talked about rising sea levels, which is happening due to the fact that the ice caps are melting in Antarctica. Coastal regions like Japan and parts of North America are at risk. He prophesied that. Let's see, earthquakes and volcanic activity, areas near the Pacific Ring of Fire, and the Mississippi River Valley highlighted. The earth will be broken up in many places. The lands will appear in the Atlantic and Pacific. Okay, so right, what he means by then, again, he speaks in metaphors. What he means is that Atlantis is rising. Atlantis and Lemuria are going to be rising once again to coexist with us in the new earth. But because there is going to be a bifurcation of timelines, bear in mind that all of these natural disasters that these prophets have predicted are only going to be taking place in the 3D earth, okay? As we collectively shift, especially us people that are awake and that are good, righteous, right? At least 51% service to others. We're not going to experience that because we're going to be translated. We're going to be transitioning into the 4th D earth or the 5th year, depending on where you're vibrating at. And as a result of that, you won't be experiencing any of these earth changes. Okay, we're just going to all of a sudden translate within a blinking of an eye, and all of a sudden, the golden age of Atlantis, the Atlantean continent is going to be there like it never collapsed. And all of a sudden, the Lemurian continent in the Pacific Ocean is going to be there like it never collapsed. Okay, so that's what the galactics have been telling me about that. We don't have to worry about experiencing earth changes to the effect where it's catastrophic. Okay, the earth is right now under being been put in a what is called an emergency bubble of protection. That's to put it simply. The earth will be broken up in many places. Okay, I've already mentioned that. Okay, so one thing that he did mention is that there will be a spiritual awakening and the shift of the ages. Again, that's another common denominator that resonates with Nostradamus and Commander Valiant Thor, right? That we're going to definitely be shifting from the age of Pisces into the beginning stages of the age of Aquarius. So what we call the beginning stages of light, the beginning stages of the millennium, for those of us that are familiar with our Christian Bible, where humanity is going to be moving into the age of Aquarius, a period of enlightenment and unity, right? Which is what? Where we come together as one brotherhood and sisterhood of mankind. So this is the positive things to look forward to for 2025 as we shift collectively into the new earth, right? He did emphasize on individuals connecting to higher consciousness through meditation and prayer. Okay, that's going to be happening a lot more. And again, a lot of this is going to be happening as a result of critical mass effect, right? The Maharishi effect, due to all the revelations that are going to be coming forward from the new administration, and of course all the aerial phenomena that is already started, but it's going to continue, and it's going to continue increasing as we go into 2025. Cayce's vision of a new spiritual order guiding humanity towards peace was also foresaw. Men will become more attuned to universal forces. Okay, this is all happening in 2025, guys, according to Edgar Cayce, which of course confirms the transmission of Commander Valiant Thor. So a person meditating under the stars with light emanating from their crown chakra, that's something to visualize about in 2025, right? He did mention, however, that regarding the global order, he did mention that Russia is going to be playing a significant role in the spiritual and political transformation of our planet. And it's already happening, right? Putin, who is working with the alliance, he was replaced, of course. The original Putin was not good. Putin 2.0 is good. Is going to be a key player in the what? In the dismantling of the globalist agenda, the NWO, NATO, and all that stuff, right? And of course, now with Trump coming back into power, it's all going to be working harmoniously. Okay. So Edgar Cayce did talk about shifting power dynamics from materialistic nations to spiritually focused ones. All right. So this is the end of the age of materialism as we know it. People are finally going to learn more about spirituality, metaphysics, right? No, no more organized religion. People are going to actually be able to experience what spirituality is all about. Okay. So out of Russia, this is according to Cayce, will come hope for the world. Okay, growing collaboration across cultures for solving planetary crisis, a globe surrounded by interconnected hands, right? Which is good. So he did say that there's definitely going to be advances in technology and healing, again, corresponding to the rollout of medbed technology, holographic regenerators, cocoon chambers, just to name a few. And then there's, of course, different types of medbeds, free energy, quantum financial system, anti-gravity aircraft, hover cars. This is just the beginning, guys. This is just the beginning. As we go into this new Earth, it's going to be fabulous. Okay, revolutionizing discoveries in health and energy in 2025. Holistic and alternative medicine becoming mainstream. This is something Edgar Cayce predicted. The rediscovery of ancient healing methods, including sound and light therapy, which is already something that we are seeing within the spiritual community, but it's going to become more mainstream in 2025. Okay, which is good because the old system that does not work, right? The chemical stuff is going to go away as a result of this new stuff coming into replacing it. Okay, so the body is going to be known as a biofield, right? It's the body is electric, as you guys know. We are electric. So new energy sources and sustainable technology, that is sustainable technology with spiritual practices, are going to be you could say introduced, that are going to be healthier for us as well, which means we're going to be also seeing the ending of those things in the skies. I don't want to say the word here, right? The lines that those planes leave, right? The chem, you guys know what I'm talking about. We're also going to be seeing the ending of five golf, right? The cell towers, that stuff that's not good, right? All those negative frequencies that are like toasting us to death. We're definitely going to be seeing a futuristic lab with glowing crystals and energy devices, according to Edgar Cayce, right? Which is all what? Advanced holistic technologies. Okay, so again, another common denominator that he talked about is the rising and the role of ancient wisdom returning back to the earth. So Edgar Cayce did talk about the role of Atlantis and ancient wisdom returning back to the earth. Lost technologies and wisdom reemerging in this area. New archaeological discoveries could prove the existence of ancient advanced civilizations, right? The records of Atlantis will be uncovered. Well, that explains all of the stuff that they unearthed in Antarctica within the last few years. It's all going to be revealed to the earth, to the earthlings. Humanity's learning from the mistakes of ancient civilizations. And then, of course, underwater cities. Oh my God, this is amazing. This is what Edgar Cayce predicted for 2025, guys. Underwater cities with glowing pyramids and ruins are going to be revealed to the earthlings, to the surface world. All right, well, I just rewatched the movie Aquaman, right? I don't know if you guys ever seen Aquaman by Marvel. It is darn good, all right? Aquaman is about Atlantis still existing within the ocean, right? And how Atlantis has been coexisting with the surface world for thousands of years, but yet they are more advanced. And anyways, I don't want to spoil it. The whole point of this movie is to let us know that other civilizations coexist with the surface world. Okay, so according to Edgar Cayce, the underwater cities with glowing pyramids and ruins are going to make themselves known to the surface dwellers, which is part of disclosure, right? Making contact. So Cayce's predictions are often vague and subject to interpretation. Skeptics argue his Earth changes were predicted for the 20th century and didn't really occur. Believers point to the symbolic nature of his readings, aligning with broader trends. Many predictions are seen as metaphoric, reflecting spiritual rather than physical transformations. Let's see. So overall, Edgar Cayce's predictions emphasize a personal responsibility in creating a better future. And his central message is to align with universal forces for harmony and balance. So yeah, he was a very good man. He was attuned. He was aligned with God. He was aligned with his higher self. Okay, the last person I want to talk about, who again shared some common denominators as to what's going to be happening in 2025, is no other than the Russian Baba Vanga, Baba Vangas. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that, but she's that Russian lady who wears that that cloth in her head. She's kind of old, and she's blind, and her eyes are white because she's blind. And I mean, a lot of her predictions came true, guys. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Baba Vanga. You guys can look her up after this, but she also had a glimpse into the future, and this is what she saw for 2025. So, a little bit about her. She's a renowned Bulgarian mystic, often referred to as the Nostradamus of the Balkans. Born in 1911 and passed away in 1996. So, she recently passed away within the last 45, 50 years. She gained worldwide attention for her predictions, with many allegedly coming true. Her prophecies cover a wide range of topics, including natural disasters, technological advancements, and global events. Today we will explore. Okay, well, let's explore what she said about 2025. Okay, so she definitely said that we are going to start seeing the rise of artificial intelligence. Okay, notice that everyone's saying that. Okay, Commander Valiant Thor definitely agree that, through Elon Musk, there's going to be the rollout of automatons, right? Optimists. People are going to be buying robots, just like we saw in the Jetsons. Remember Susie, the maid? She was a robot. Was it Susie? I forget the name, but if you guys grew up watching the Jetsons, they had a robot maid. Rosie was her name, not Susie. Sorry, Rosie. God, I was a kid when I was watching the Jetsons, okay? And the Flintstones back when I was 8 years old. But remember Rosie, the maid? Well, that's all happening in 2025, okay? So she does agree that we're going to definitely see the rise of artificial intelligence. She foresaw breakthroughs in AI by 2025. This includes AI potentially gaining self-awareness and surpassing human intelligence, which is what they call artificial general AI, or AGI, okay? She also said that there's going to be that revolutionize industries in healthcare, education, and manufacturing. Right. Well, that explains what bringing in, the new technology that's going to replacing the old technology. Right. Raises. So she did raise ethical questions about AI's role in society. Apparently, she saw a potential threat regarding the emergence of AI. Concerned about AI control and decision-making power. So, according to her, there will be some shifts in climate, okay, in the climate. She said by 2025, there will be extreme climate changes, with some areas experiencing severe droughts, while others face unprecedented floods, okay? Again, guys, these are probable Earth realities, okay? These are probable Earth realities. Depending on where you're vibrating, that will determine in which Earth reality you are experiencing. So she did say there's going to be an increase in migration due to uninhabitable regions, global focus on sustainable living and renewable energy, which makes a lot of sense. Sustainable living, right? As they roll out the new technology, right? We move away from Edison into free energy. Renewable energy makes a lot of sense. High urgency for international cooperation to address climate change. She talks about space exploration breakthroughs. That's interesting, right? Well, Elon Musk is going to be instrumental in that. I've already said this before, and I'll say it again. Through Elon Musk and Space Force, they're going to roll out anti-gravity aircraft, right? We're going to go to Mars very, very soon. So, predictions, okay? Humanity will take significant steps towards colonizing other planets. This is supposed to happen in 2025, according to her, with advancements in technology allowing for exploration beyond the moon and Mars. She also said possible discoveries of extraterrestrial life or habitable planets, new industries related to space travel and colonization, shifts in global polarities towards becoming an interplanetary species. That's a positive thing. And I think I've been saying that for a few years, that as we get to the shift of the ages, or 2024, 2025, we're definitely going to start seeing transitioning from our current state of reality into an interplanetary society, right? So that makes a lot of sense, especially with what? With the rolling out of all this new technology, right? The Jetsons type of reality, uh, the aerial phenomena, the Galactic Alliance making an appearance all of a sudden worldwide, makes a lot of sense. We are becoming an interplanetary society. Okay, so she did say that there's going to be a major global conflict that could emerge. She said that could emerge, reshaping alliances and leading to the rise of a new global order. And I think what she means by this is that she's talking about the rise of the 120 nations that signed with Nisera Gesera and the new quantum financial system, which is what she calls the new global order, replacing the old order, which was giving us the NWO. Okay, so that's what I believe she meant here. Increased in geopolitical tensions, leading towards global peace, right? Well, that explains the Earth Alliance. The formation of new political unions or federations. Well, part of being an interplanetary society is consolidating all 200 nations into 22 federated regions. And I actually talked about that in my first edition of our Cosmic Origin. I revealed what these federation regions are going to be as we become part of the Galactic Alliance. She talked about a potential shift from Western dominated leadership to a more multipolar world, which is what the alliance is doing, right? The decentralization of power from a pyramid hierarchical structure into a more, where it's powered by the people and for the people. And that's what Mr. T is doing as he drains the swamp. He's bringing the power back to the people. And then, of course, with Putin also doing it in the East, dismantling, the globalist organizations. It's all definitely going to work together as a new type of system that is going to benefit humanity. So it makes a lot of sense. Let's see. She also said that 2025 will mark the beginning of a global spiritual transformation. That's another common denominator, right? The Great Awakening, where people will seek deeper connections with their inner selves and the universe. What does that mean? That means that we're definitely going to start seeing the decline of organized religions, right? Where people are going to start understanding that God was never outside of themselves, right? Biggest deception, that God was always within, all right? People are going to start making those deeper connections with God from within and the universe, okay? Which is definitely a decline in organized religion. Growth of movements centered around mindfulness, meditation, and holistic living. Well, that's all part of the Great Awakening as we become part of an interplanetary spiritual society. A revival of ancient wisdom and traditions. Well, it's already happening, but it's going to make a huge peak in 2025, right? Ancient wisdom, a lot of restored knowledge, revelations, the disclosure, right? Strengthening of communities, united by shared values of peace and enlightenment, revolutionary medical discoveries in 2025, right? The med beds could, well, that's what I mean, the med beds, right? In 2025 could eradicate certain diseases and significantly extend human life expectancy. Increase global population and challenges in resource allocation, the redefinition of aging and retirement, and then, of course, ethical considerations surrounding life extensions. Baba Vanga predicted the emergence of a new economic order, potentially driven by some sort of a cryptocurrency or alternative financial system that is decentralized. That's the QFS. That is the QFS, a new economic order, right? Driven by a type of cryptocurrency that is decentralized as an alternative financial system. Well, what do you think the quantum financial system is? Okay. Wow, this is interesting. Okay. The decentralized, she also said that the decentralization of traditional banking systems makes a lot of sense, right? We're going to be witnessing the fall of the fiat system, the redistribution of wealth and power back to the people. All right, this is something that the White Hats already have in motion, and a new financial opportunities for the people of the earth. Oh my God! So basically, guys, all of these seers and prophets agree with the transmissions of Commander Valiant Thor, for the most part. Of course, there's some vague metaphors regarding earth changes, but I think we have averted the earth changes. I don't think we're going to have a pole shift as indicated in that movie 2012, right, where continents fall and continents rise. No, I think it's going to be more of a smoother transition because of the fact that a large number of humans are waking up, which is a very good thing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take some questions and answers. But before I do want to give some shout outs to some of the Galactic Jedis that are in the house. I see Wolf Mother in the house, Pacoma Rudy's in the house, Kentucky Pride is in the house, Starlight, June Doe, Lisa Elsmore, Seuss RQ, Jill Hunt, Edward Eddy, Lee Starr, Jill Hunt, Sylvia Vidal, Joanna Mathis Chronicles, Tino Petrano. I'm sorry, Tino, I couldn't read your last name. Claire, Sylvia Vidal, I think I've already mentioned her. Ricky Lee, 1111. Let's see who else is here. Baby Blue Notes is in the house. Caroline Tila, William Wine, and everyone else. Okay, now the chat's going so fast like this. It's very hard to read who is in the house. Simone S. Leah is in the house. Cooper is in the house. Mary's in the house. Kara J is in the house. Jill Hunt. I'm trying to read people I've never mentioned before. Ellie. Ellie's in the house. Amanda Tompori. Carmen Sanchez, I believe. Patricia M. Paul Michael. Paul Ian. Cindy R. Donna. Who else is in the house? And all 2,615 people that are in the house. If you guys could give me a moment, I actually have to go put my laundry in the dryer. It's going to take me about a minute. I live in a small apartment. I share there's about 10 units. I live in a small apartment sharing it with 10 other units, and we only have one laundromat. And if I don't put my clothes in the dryer, somebody else will just get my clothes and just put them on top of the dirty dryer, which is not a good thing. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Give me about a minute. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I forgot my quarters. Let me get some quarters. I'm going to put the quarters in the dryer, and I'll come back again in 1 minute. Thank you so much for your patience. I'll be right back. I am back. How is everyone doing? So I'm going to go ahead and take the super chat first, and then I'll go ahead and take just random questions. Um, so yeah, I share my apartment, I guess, building with like 10 other units, and we only have one laundry room with one washer and one dryer. And so if you don't time yourself, if you don't go put your laundry in the dryer, and somebody else wants to use it, they will literally get your clothes or your sheets or your towels, whatever you're washing, and they just put it on top of a dirty dryer in order for them to put their clothes in. So that's why I have to time myself. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to rewash them again. Anyway, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the super chat from Eileen S. She says, Ishmael, will the first wave be in a few months or sooner? How soon? Laughing out loud. Thank you so much for coming on for us tonight. Happy New Year. Well, Happy New Year to you as well, Eileen. I think you are referring to the first wave of activators, right? Well, um, it is predicted, it is predicted that the first wave is supposed to be happening sometime between the shift of the ages as we end the age of Aquarius. I mean, as we end the age of Pisces and we move into the age of Aquarius. So that could happen any day now. Just be grounded, be ready, because you guys could be part of the first wave of activators, right? Where all of a sudden your strands of DNA come back online and you guys have all these newfound abilities. And of course, um, senses, right? Intuition, psychic abilities, and so on and so forth. So you guys want me to talk about the fog? Well, the fog is definitely man-made. It's not natural. It's manufactured artificially. They're using technology very similar to cloud seeding to create these fogs, and it's not just happening in the States, it's happening worldwide. And I think that's part of the cabal trying to go down with the bang, as they're trying to create another, you know, another demic, right? So that they could do another shutdown, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Um, Kentucky Pride is in the house. Thank you so much for the super chat. Is Barron Trump a hybrid? Jesus' real birthday. Okay, that's two questions. Is Elon a 2.0? That's three questions. Is the whole moon going to be exposed? All right, let's see. Will time and date exist? Four questions. All right, well, the first question is Barron Trump a hybrid? Yes, he is a hybrid through his mother. His mother is a Pleiadian, um, pretending to be human. So Melania Trump is a Pleiadian. She's not even human. She pretends to be human, but she's a Pleiadian. So definitely Barron Trump is a hybrid because Trump is human. Okay. So Barron is a hybrid, absolutely. Jesus' real birthday was sometime in April, not in December. Again, just the reason why we celebrate Christmas is because it's a reorganized pagan holiday that was adopted from the old Roman Empire. Okay. And this Elon Musk 2.0, yes, I do believe he was replaced. And then is the whole moon going to be exposed? Absolutely. Yes, everything's going to be exposed, but it's going to be it's going to start with soft, with the corruption, what's been going on from behind the scenes with corrupt officials, and then it's going to go into like the deeper stuff like the Saturn moon matrix, the ETs, and so on and so forth. And then the last part of your question is, will time and date exist? Not in the 50, but in the fourth D, it will. It'll continue to exist in the fourth D, but not in the 50. Senator Republic Georgia, I think that's your name, right? Senator Republic Georgia. Do you know about the Republic being reseated? Seated. Thank you for all you do. You're welcome. I don't know what that means, reseated, but what I do know is that the Republic is about to be restored. This is the Second American Revolution that we are experiencing right now. And for the last 4 years, we've been actually undergoing what is known as civil war. Definitely, this has been a civil war, a covert war between the old USA Inc. and then, of course, the Republic led by our real CIC president. I don't have my hat, President T. So yeah, we're definitely going to start seeing the restoration of the republic in the next few weeks. In the next couple of weeks, I believe, the inauguration. Patriot for God. Welcome, Patriot for God, and thank you for your super chat. How soon will the star seeds activate with more stands, with more strands? Very, very soon. I can't give you the exact date. Only God knows. But all I know is that just be grounded, be centered, because it could be any day now. Elena says, Ishmael, yes, you said there will be 3 waves. Will the first wave to be to 5D be soon? Thank you so much for being with us tonight and all of the nights that you devote to us. Oh, you are welcome, Aline. Like I said before, it is expected. The first wave is expected to activate very, very soon. It could be, any day now. But it's also going to be very aligned with the peak of the solar maximum, where the sun releases the most powerful CMEs, which starts now and ends in April of 2025. So it could be any time between now and then. Alrighty, I think I'm done with the super chats. Let's just answer random questions. This is a question from Kimmy. Kimmy, welcome, Kimmy. Mr. Perez, can you please let us know how can you know if you're going to the 5th or 4th dimension? I think that's what she wants to know. Thank you. Happy New Year. Well, happy New Year to you as well, Kimmy. That is something that only you and God know, depending on your vibration, your frequency. I can't really tell you where you're going to be going. It all depends on your daily thoughts, your daily emotions, your intentions, your actions, your behavior, the kind of person you are. That will determine if whether you go to the 4th year or the 5th year, to be exact. Christine is in the house. Thank you, Christine, for the super chat. Let's see, QQQ, my of us have lost our kids due to walk-ins. Oh, okay. I guess I don't, that could be a good thing, right? Do you think this will be remedied before the timeline split? Are you talking about like you lost your kids, like okay? Because a walking is that it's a soul swap. Okay, it's their bodies don't die, so you still have your kids. They're just a different person. That's what a walking is. So I don't know if you're referring to your kids passing away, or your kids all of a sudden being different, not knowing who they are and learning. All right, I am back. This is starting to be a common thing, guys, where I am rebooted out of my live. It takes about a minute for me to reconnect. I don't know why that happens, but here I am, right? All right, so I was answering Kimmy Kinzet's question. No, I wasn't answering. I was answering somebody's question about their kids. Their kids being Oh, I think I did answer that question. So if your kid is a soul swap, if your kid is a walk-in, so they're still your kid. They're still your kid, but now an extraterrestrial soul has occupied that body. That is the difference, okay? But they're still your kid. It's just that they made a prior soul contract before incarnating, before the first soul came into their body. They already made that deal that at a certain point in their life there was going to be some sort of a soul swapped for that body, and that happens. I think I've already answered Kimmy's question. So yeah, how do you know if you're going to the 4th year or the 5th year? It all depends on your intention, your thoughts, your emotions, and really the kind of person that you are for the most part. Thank you so much, Kathleen. Kathleen, and your last name is Bedos. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. Thanks for coming on. You're welcome. It is an honor and pleasure to serve. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Spiritual Ascension says, I'm going to go ahead and pin this one. Ishmael, discernment is required when it comes to Elon Musk, the inventors of the mark of the beast. Oops. Which was warned about in the Bible. That is true. And again, let me just remind you guys, Elon Musk is not the Antichrist. He is going to lay down the foundation for the emergence of the Antichrist, right? So the Antichrist is the incarnated Ahriman, the king of the archons, also known as the AI god. I don't want to call it the AI overlord, Omega Metatron. That is the Antichrist, right? The destroyer of universes, right? The what they call the anti-life equation, very similar to Marvel's, not Marvel's, DC's. What's his name? Come on, he's the villain. he 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 came to Earth to collect those three boxes they call the mother boxes, the anti-life equation. God, I forget his name. It's not Doomsday. Anyways, I'm drawing a blank, but Elon Musk is just laying the foundation for the emergence of the Ahriman Omega Metatron consciousness. Will there be four seasons in the new Earth? No, not at all. Not in the 50th Earth. In the 50th Earth, life is going to be tropical year round. From what I heard, from what I hear, and from what I understand, and from what I remember. And that's how Atlantis was before Enki decided to, mess things up and create the different seasons. Ishmael, why we are not allowed to go outside during the 10 days of darkness? That's a very good question. This is a question from Arias Mondi Flores. That could be multiple things. There could be some sort of a Mad Max scenario where sleeping cells, right, agents of the deep state become activated and they go crazy. So we need to stay at home so that the White Hat military could arrest those people. It could be multiple reasons. We could be invaded by some sort of, we could say, something that the deep state releases, right? That is airborne, that will require us to stay at home so that we don't get sick because it's life. You could say it's deadly. That's the best way to say it, deadly. So it could be multiple reasons why we have to stay at home. But again, we might not have to stay at home if it's a type of emergency broadcast system where they just kind of take over the airwaves through Project Odin and just reveal the truth to everyone. I guess we're all going to find out. We're all going to find out. Why do my posts keep getting removed? I don't know. I think there is some sort of bot that monitors my chat. So it's probably because of that. I'm not sure. But I'm definitely not removing any post. I don't do that. I don't delete anything. Ishmael, can you explain NPC, non-player character? Will they disappear? Yes. Yes. The non-player characters are soulless people that are designed to make life hard for those that have souls, right? And they're everywhere, at the supermarket, at the mall, your neighbors. I mean, they're everywhere. So as soon as we shift into the new Earth, the NPCs are going to be gone. They're no longer going to be there. Oh, and a quick, I know this is breaking news. I wanted to share this at the beginning of the live, but I didn't get a chance. But Recently, there was some sort of a cyber truck outside of Trump's hotel in Vegas that exploded. I don't know if you guys heard of that, but according to the Shadow of Ezra, okay, both the Cybertruck that exploded outside of Trump International Hotel in Vegas and the vehicle used in the New Orleans terror attack were rented through the car sharing app Turo. Okay. Another thing that he shared, this is coming from Nick Sortor, that the Las Vegas police released new videos of the exploded Cybertruck outside of Trump's hotel, showing explosive ordinances in the back. Police, hold on one second. Police credited the lack of damage to the Trump hotel to the strength of the Cybertruck as it remained mostly intact. The explosion went up and out. Okay. And then another report says, this is according to the Quantum Shift, Vegas police chief provides new details about the Cybertruck explosion. The explosion occurred in the valet area of the Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas, involving a Tesla Cybertruck parked directly in front of the hotel's glass doors. Smoke was observed coming from the inside the truck, followed by a flash and an explosion, as confirmed by witnesses and captured on video. The driver, the sole occupant of the Cybertruck, was killed in the explosion and remained inside the vehicle as authorities arrived. Fire department crews, including Engine 12, responded quickly alongside police officers. Suppression efforts included covering the fire with a tarp to extinguish it. Evidence found in the rear of the truck included gasoline canisters, camp fuel canisters, and large firework mortars, suggesting potential materials that contributed to the explosion. The Cybertruck exterior remained largely intact, containing most of the blast within the vehicle and directing it upward. Remarkable, the hotel's front glass doors, located just feet from the explosion, were not damaged. The Cybertruck's robust design helped limit the extent, of the damage to the surrounding area. The fact that this was a Cybertruck really limited the damage that occurred inside of the valet, because it had most of the blasts go up through the truck and out, according to Sheriff Kevin McMahal, who said this again. Let's see. And then another one says that I guess that was it. So this is coming from Sheriff Kevin McMahal. All right. That's an event that recently took place. I don't know if you guys heard about that, but I just thought I'd share it here because it was right outside of the Trump Hotel. All right. So the negative Trump is not. It's actually a cyber. You could say an artificial digital Trump. He's not really real. He's just a digital Trump. Okay. And we don't really have to worry about the negative Trump because he only exists within the cyber world. He's not a real person yet. This is something that was generated by negative AI. Will the financial system come to an end abruptly in January? I guess we're all going to find out. But according to everyone's predictions, prophecies, and the transmissions of Commander Valiant Thor, it does happen in 2025. Hopefully, the beginning of 2025. Should twin flames get together and work together in the new earth? I believe a lot of them are. They are already working together. Happy New Year, Ishmael. Wishing you the best and healing for your family. How is your baby, Athena, your dog? She's doing great. She's probably sleeping right now. That's why you guys can't hear her. Do you name her after Michael's light shift, Athena? Well, no, I just named her after the daughter of Zeus, Athena. But yeah, there is a mothership called the Athena ship. I guess you've been paying close attention to a lot of my talks. This is coming from Greg Tulse. Starlight Sorensen says, "Hi Ishmael." Hello, Starlight. Jana Rodriguez says, "I'm ready to go to 5D," as we are. Cosmic Surf Pro, welcome, welcome. Thank you for your super chat. Is NPC same as clone? No, those are two different things. Anyone else get a call from Washington, D.C. and no one else is there? Tracing my phone. Oh, wow, that's suspicious, right? Definitely, I wouldn't want to get a call from Washington, D.C. and no one's there. So yeah, no, an NPC is literally a person that has no soul. Clones do have souls in a way; they are conscious, but NPCs do not have souls. That is a difference. Again, a clone is all it is just a duplication, a replica of somebody else's body. So, or somebody another person. So if they clone you, you could say an aspect or a fragment of your soul, your consciousness, or your essence is going to go into the clone. Now, this is the thing. As they keep cloning you, eventually that essence becomes diminished and diminished and diminished until there is no more essence. And then you become like an NPC. And that is what happened to the Greys. The Greys that have lost their connection to God and in a way are a dying out species because they no longer have a soul that connects them to God. So that's what happened to the Greys. When you clone somebody over and over and over, or let's just say a clone from the 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 clone, eventually you lose your consciousness. But when they first clone you, there's still a portion of your consciousness in that body. And that's one of the ways that they were able to age regress some of the super soldiers that served within the off-world programs and the SSP super space, the secret space programs, is that they would clone them, and then they would bring them back to a younger body with their consciousness. They would transfer their consciousness from their old body and bring them back to a new body. So that's another way of using cloning technology for positive means. And then, of course, they would go off for another 20, 30 year and back mission. And then they would once again make you a younger body. And then they would extract or extrapolate your consciousness from your old body that aged, and then insert that consciousness into the new body. Now, that's a different way of cloning. That's a positive way of cloning. That's just making you younger over and over and over. Is Princess Diana still alive? This is a question from Kentucky Pride. Yes, I do believe she is. Absolutely. Do NPCs have parents? That is a very good question. I would say no. I would say no because in order to have a parent, if your parent has a soul and they copulate and they give birth to you, then you have a soul, right? And then you meet somebody, you copulate, you give birth, they have a soul. So I would say no. NPCs don't have parents. There's like Agent Smiths in the movie The Matrix. They're just like that. Will negative AI be in the fourth D? No, not in the fourth D. No, the fourth D is going to be a peaceful world where there will be no negative AI. There, in fact, there will be positive AI in the fourth D, but not negative AI. Yeah, negative AI is only going to be existing in the technocratic dystopian timeline. If you guys like my sweater, right, Galactic Jedi's, they are available through my website or cosmicorigin.com. So I do offer the sweater, the Galactic Jedi hoodie. I have shirts, I have mugs, hats, you name it. I actually ended up buying the rights to this word, the Galactic Jedi's, so that way I don't get sued by Disney. What type of meditation do you suggest to start with? Any tips? I just lost that question. Any tips? Is this coming from Imalanya? Imalanya? Um, I think I pronounced your name right, right? Let's see. Even with my glasses, I'm starting to get blind here. Let's see. In Milanya, what type of meditation do you suggest to stay present? Well, any tips for staying in the presence in general? Yeah, mindfulness meditation. I would definitely start incorporating mindfulness meditation in order to stay in the presence. Now, for your information, I do teach several techniques that will allow you to stay in the presence in my Ascension Basics course. And I don't know if I still have any few spots left, but I do start class this Saturday and Sunday. So if you're interested in that, go to my website or cosmicorigin.com. And for 150 bucks, you get 4 courses of Ascension Basics. Is there any ship called New Eden? That is interesting. I've never heard of that name. But I'm going to have to find out from the Galactic Commanders. Definitely have to ask. This is a question from Nusa Seika. I think that's what your name is. From your name is Nasu Seika. Nasu Seika. There we go. Welcome, Nasu Seika. Welcome, welcome. This is a question from Karina Head. I think that's her last name. Or Heed. Heed. Karina Heed says, Ish, please explain why angelics are communicating with me. It's heavy. Oh, that's a good thing. Congratulations. I would say because you are raising your frequency, you're becoming more in tune, more spiritual, perhaps. So when you start doing that, you start receiving a lot of telepathic communications from your team, your angels, your guides, your star family, your ancestors, which are all kind of all one and the same. Thank you so much, Curtis Smith. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Curtis Smith is asking me if I could interview Valiant Thor. Not anytime soon, but I would say that once we establish first contact with the Galactics, and he's first going to make an announcement worldwide where everyone's going to see him, then maybe after that he could probably come on my channel and I could interview him. But right now he is not in any position to just pop into my reality, into my house, and sit next to me, or me sending him a link to where he's at, where he could just, be interviewed. It's just It's not going to happen until full disclosure takes place. Do crystals become more powerful in 5D? The answer to that is yes, definitely. The Schumann resonance is white out again in the last few hours. That is so correct, Monica Kalinowski. Thank you for sharing that with us. The Schumann resonance is white out again for the last few hours, which means that heavy X-class flares are bombarding us at this time. Major upgrades, guys. I don't know if you guys felt it this morning, but I couldn't get out of bed. I mean, I slept. I got up. Okay, put it this way: I got up at 4 in the morning when we received the first X-class flare. That's when it first hit, according to uh, you know the Earth Schumann resonance. And then I was up for about 2 hours, and then I went back to sleep, and I woke up at 10 in the morning, and I said to myself, "Wow, I never do this. I'm normally up by 6 in the morning. I go to the gym, or 6:30 rather, 6:37. Let's be exact. I go to the gym and I work out, right? And this morning, I just couldn't do that. So the CMEs are definitely hitting hard. Are you going to transcribe your telepathic downloads for a book? I'm in the process of doing that as I'm writing another book, but that book's not going to be available anytime soon. Again, it took me 10 years to write Our Cosmic Origin. So, yeah, I'm definitely doing that. What does Valiant Thor look like? He is, I would say, a combination of Ricky Ricardo from the old I Love Lucy show and Elvis all merged into one. So he's considered a good-looking man in the eyes of earthly women humans, but he also takes different shapes and forms. That is his human form. You have to understand, he is a six-dimensional being. So he projects, or rather materializes a human body so he could blend in with us. But when he is in his human body, he looks like a combination of Elvis Presley and Ricky Ricardo from I Love Lucy. Yeah, there is pics of Valiant Thor in the White House in the 1960s when he was first making contact with Eisenhower. Most definitely. Mathis Chronicle says he's dreamy. Where is Valiant Thor from? He's from Mars. He comes from planet Mars, our local sister planet. Oh, I just lost the chat. There we go. So yeah, Baby Blue Notes wants to know where he's from. So he's from planet Mars. And yes, med beds will be free, by the way. No, not from Mars. He's from Venus. Sorry. My God, I'm having brain fog here. He's from planet Venus. He's from planet Venus. Oh my God, I can't believe I said he's from Mars. No, Elon Musk is from planet Mars. How's that? I did a live about a few months ago. I broke down the sole origin of Elon Musk, and he was actually he was one of the Martian architects that threw Mars into a transhumanist timeline 2 million years ago. So yeah, Elon is definitely a Martian, and Valiant Thor is definitely a Venusian. All right, he's from Venus. Oh my God, I gotta get my facts straight here. Blame it on these CMEs for giving me brain fog. The sun has been firing off several more M-class flares today with about 1 point size, but 1 in 6. says Monica Kalinowski. Thank you so much for sharing. Which means that we're going to be bombarded in the next few days. I don't know about you guys, but I would say drink a lot of water, eat a lot of light foods, right? Nothing dense, and treat your body well. Go get a massage, take some time off, and try not to stress. That is my advice for you guys. Lee Star says my clothes are dry now. No, it takes about an hour for my clothes to get dry. So let me see, I put them in about 35, 37 minutes ago, right? Or maybe 40 minutes ago. So I have about 20 minutes left. So thank you for that reminder, Lee Star. But yeah, if I'm not on it, and my neighbor needs to use the dryer, or one of my many neighbors, right? Because we only share one dryer and one washer. My clothes is all going to be just thrown on top of the dryer with nothing underneath it, and I feel like the dryer is dirty, and so then I always end up washing them again. How many quarters to dry my clothes? Says Matthew Chronicles. It takes about 5 quarters to dry and 7 quarters to wash. Yeah, my landlord is making tons of money here with the washer and dryer, 11 units, and and all the rent she's collecting. No, I can't leave my basket because if I leave my basket is dirty, right? I don't want them to put my clean clothes in my dirty basket. So what I normally do is I take a plastic bag and then I put my clean clothes in the plastic bag as soon as they're done drying. Oh man, it sucks being human, but this is the things that we have to do when we're in the 3D, right? We have to wash our clothes once a week at least. Is Bashar a gray? Yeah, he is channeling his future self, which is a human gray hybrid. So yeah, Bashar is definitely a gray. Yes, I also wash dishes every day. I cook for myself. I clean for myself. Um, so yeah, Ishmael, will you ever do an AX? Oh wait, let me rewind a little bit. Ishmael, will you ever do a X space instead of YouTube? I do have X, but I only have 7,000 followers or 9,000 followers, whereas here I have 53,000. So if I go on X and do a live, I'm not going to get, I'm not going to reach enough people. Or if I go here and do a live, I reach more people. But back, I don't know if you guys remember, there was a time where I was broadcasting on all my platforms, my YouTube, my Instagram, my X, what else? Twitter, and even and Facebook. But I couldn't really read the chat because it was everybody's chat coming in at once. So I couldn't really take many questions because it was going super fast. I was getting questions from all the platforms, from all these different platforms, and it was just very, very complicated to do. So I just decided to go live on YouTube. But I do let all my other social media subscribers or followers know that I go live on YouTube at least 3 times a week. So yeah, that's the reason why I don't go live on Instagram anymore. And plus, I think I'm being shadow banned on Instagram. I used to go live on Instagram a lot back in the day. I think like every day or every other day, I would go on and give some sort of a report or some sort of information. And now it's like every time I do, I get shadow banned. So I don't use Instagram anymore. But back in the day when I first started out, I was actually very active on Instagram. I don't know if for those that have been following me since Instagram, 3.5, 4 years ago when I first started out, I was very active on Instagram. I think once a week I would give a galactic update. Every other day or every day I would do a little 3, 4 minute, motivation type of intel or some sort of spiritual uplifting inspiration. But I don't do that anymore because I was shadow banned from Instagram. Let's see. I have been following you since then, even your old hacked account. Oh, Sandy is saying that she's been following me since my old hack account. You remember that? That was 4 years ago. Can you guys believe that? When I first came out into the scene, I only had Instagram. I didn't have anything else. And within months, I gained like 10,000 followers on Instagram, and I was growing pretty fast. But then I got hacked. I was hacked. They took away my Instagram. I didn't have access to it anymore. So I had to start a new Instagram from scratch after 6 months of having Instagram. And that kind of sucked. So I do remember that. Yeah, my first Instagram was hacked. Not a cool thing, especially when you work so hard to, gain 10,000 followers and all of a sudden you get hacked. That was not cool. I'm going to have to slow down the chat because it's going super fast. Let me see. God, so many questions. Do we have an avatar in all dimensions? That is a good question. And the answer to that is yes, definitely. We do. We have multiple bodies. We have multiple bodies. Again, guys, our consciousness is so vast. It's actually connected to the quantum field, which I talked about today in my Ascension Class 2.0. And so, as a result of that, we're able to animate different avatars or different physical bodies. Some more subtle, some more gross, more denser than others, but all existing simultaneously on different levels of reality or planes. So, the answer to that is yes, most definitely. Somebody's asking me if you put a sheet over the dryer in case your neighbor puts your clothes on top of it. I've done that before. I've actually, knowing that I wasn't going to be back in time, I put not a sheet, but I ripped a plastic bag and I laid it out over the dryer and I left a little note. If you could please put my clothes gently on top of this sheet. I mean, on top of this plastic, that would be greatly appreciated. And they didn't. I think at that point, what they did is they just they took my clothes out and they just put it in a bag, which wasn't that bad. At that point, it wasn't that bad. But that is a very good idea. That is a very good idea. Some of you really want me to go live on X, right? Well, you have to remember Elon Musk owns X. So if I do go live on X, I can't really say anything about him. And he's going to know who I am. Have you heard of Aldebar Jones? No, never have. Don't know who he is. Simones, I remember you from my first book tour ever in Arizona. I do remember I think you attended my first book tour in Arizona back in 2022. I do have a super chat from Be the Light. Ishmael, what is causing the booms? Screeching and sounds like trumpets that people are hearing from the sky. Thank you, Lynette. That is a good question. Um, I think that first of all, the Bible talks about that, right? We're going to start hearing trumpets in the skies. We're going to start hearing noise in the skies. Um, I think that these sounds are being generated by, believe it or not, guys, extraterrestrials. All right. The extraterrestrials are not going to be waiting for the governments to disclose. So they know that the Earth's quarantine is over. It is time for us to rejoin the galactic community. So they're going to start doing all these things to get their attention. So I would say that those are the hosts of heaven, right? The angel of the Bible are the extraterrestrials, the positive ETs of today. They're just different names, different terminologies describing the same beings. So that's what they are. Do your neighbors know who you are? They should be drying your clothes. No, they don't. I mean, they know me on the surface. To them, I'm just any typical guy. They don't really know me as a writer, as an author. Um, they don't really know me like that. They just know me as a neighbor. Typical neighbor who also has clothes to wash. That's it. So yeah, my neighbors for the most part are all asleep. They're not awakened. Bring it on, extraterrestrials. Can't wait, says Patriot 1952. Right on. What is going to happen to people who took the you must be new to my channel. I've addressed this many of times in all my interviews, over and over on my live chats, and I'll say it again. No problem. Welcome to my channel. If they were coerced or if they were forced due to their job, as long as they're good people and they're at least 51% service to others, the solar flash is going to dissolve it. So it's going to be okay. They're still going to ascend. However, if they were for it, if they pushed it and they believed in it, unfortunately, they're going to be going into the technocratic dystopia because that is the beginning stages of the mark of the beast. Okay. So, yeah, that is the beginning stages of the mark of the beast. So, in other words, the mark of the beast has already began with the rollout of that. So, your neighbors should watch your videos. I had one neighbor who asked me what I did for a living, and I told her, well, I'm a writer. I'm I broadcast. I'm a podcaster. I'm a truther. She goes, oh yeah, what do you talk about? I told her what I talked about. And she goes, oh, I'm going to check out your channel. And she decided to go on my channel and check it out. And a few days later, she said, Ishmael, I tried listening to you on your podcast, and I couldn't understand anything you were saying. And I said, oh, okay. So go figure. Go figure. That was one of my neighbors. So, all right, guys. I think I've been on here for almost 2 hours, and my body's starting to tell me that it's time for me to eat. Yes, I do talk to my body. My body tells me when I'm hungry. My body tells me when I need to sleep. My body tells me when I need to wake up, and so on and so forth. So, with that in mind, I am going to let you guys go for now, but I will see you guys Saturday night as usual, back on schedule. Holidays are over. Don't forget to share this with as many people as possible. May the God force be with you all, and I will see you guys on Saturday night. May the God force be with you all.